Aha! We have back from L.A. Roger Nickerson.
Nickerson.
Nickerson. Yes.
Sorry.
Nickerson.
That's right, Nickerson.
Yes, sorry.
And I'm sitting next to Michael Koran on 9/11. How do you like that?
You're going to tell us
The whole root of all our problems in this country starts with your last name, or what your last name is supposed to indicate.
Oh.
What do you think of that?
Oh.
You're not even Muslim. I don't even think you're a Christian, to be honest with you.
I believe in all religions.
So that means you're a heretic that believes in nothing. I mean, you can't believe in all of it.
I need all the help I can get. Why not? Unitarians.
Okay. No, that's great. So yeah, I haven't been on air in a long time.
Wow. So Roger might tell us what he thinks about 9/11.
I think it's Sunday. And I don't know, like, because I want to take calls.
Yes, you can.
I've always liked it,
yes.
But I don't know if they're broadcasting the call over the air. That's what I was trying to discern when I was talking.
We'll find out. If you're listening, Roger wants to hear from you.
Yeah, I want to hear from you. Yeah. So anyway, thank you for having me on, Michael.
Yes.
It's great to be here. It's great to be here in the new studio.
And we might be lucky and Roger might get a show again.
Maybe. I don't know. How often can I keep doing the same thing? You know, you do it. It's very hard to reinvent yourself.
Yes. And now I have my sweetheart. And we.
Oh, your sweetheart, she co-hosts with you.
We do, yes, we do.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
Michelle?
Yes.
Very nice. Mm-hmm. And she was bumped for this show for me or no?
No.
Okay.
We had you planned.
Oh, we did.
A long time
we had
you planned.
Unlike my birth, which was not planned, according to my mother.
Well, your birth was probably planned. But
my birth was unplanned.
Your conception.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
That's right. She did not abort me, so I guess.
Yes.
I don't even think.
Are you the only child? No.
No, I'm one of 4. So I guess, yeah, and she was semi-Catholic then, so I don't even think she even tried a rusty hanger on me to get rid of me. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think so, yes.
So that's...
are you the first? No.
No, 3rd.
So she was an ex-pro.
Yeah, she was, my mom.
Yes.
So
what was birth like?
I don't remember. I know they have a rebirthing thing where you go and regress.
What is your first memory?
Baby shoes in a church. I was looking at my baby shoes. I remember there were baby shoes, and I was in a church. That's all I remember. I don't know what else. That's my first memory.
Very religious first memory, Roger.
Yeah, isn't that great? Religion, great idea. So, anyway, I'm just here, Mike. You're sailing the ship. What are we doing?
Oh, I asked you about what your feelings.
Oh, it's 9/11.
Yes.
Well, I remember I was 10 years ago today. I was moving to L.A. And I was driving, and everyone thought I was dead because I was saying, I'm moving to LA on Tuesday. It was a Tuesday. And so I got like a million calls, people worried about whether or not I was on a plane to Los Angeles, and I wasn't. I was driving, and my van died in New Mexico. And I had to buy another van, which died right when I got into LA. And then I had to buy another car, which died. Anyway, it was a lot of... it's not even that interesting. So anyway,
it doesn't need to be interesting.
It was just.
This is a show that does not necessarily strive for interesting.
To be interesting.
Yes, we just are.
That seems to be a commonality among all programs on Be Live, isn't it? They're not really interesting, are they?
We're happy to be here.
We are.
In our better moments.
By the way, I have to say I hate the studio set up with this window here, so all the gawkers can walk by and...
Notice no one is paying attention, Roger.
No, they all look in, and then it's just, I don't know, when they do the Today Show, you get your back to the people that are gawking.
Yes.
But here, it's like they sit there, wave, and distract you.
Yes, in case we run out of things to say, which is threatening to happen very soon.
No, I have tons to say.
Yes, tell us.
Well, I don't know, you got to feed me.
Well, tell us.
You asked me how LA was, and I said I had to move.
Yes.
Because I was there for 8 months, and people kept talking to me in Spanish, assuming I was Mexican. And I'm like, fuck this, okay? I'm not Mexican. I'm come from Scottish lineage. My last name is Nickerson.
Yes.
And I was very offended. That they thought I was a border crosser and not like a real American.
Be Mexican and not.
And I was like, that's it. I'm tired of my name.
Mexican and not be a border crosser.
My name is not Juan Pablo, okay? And
yes.
So I was like. So that was it.
You could have been flattered.
And I lived in Koreatown, which, by the way, is as exotic and luxurious as it sounds. Yes. Koreatown.
Yes.
Yeah, it was... so I had to go. I just couldn't do it anymore. And
you were there for?
8 months.
So what is if you were making a prayer now, for this coming year?
A prayer.
For yourself. And you were talking to the God that you usually don't believe in. Mm-hmm. What would you ask for?
That we bring Osama Bin Laden back to life so we can murder him again. How's that? I think that would be so great, but we'd have to like really do it upright. We can't just do it. We have these Navy SEALs go in there in a cloak of darkness and come in and just whack them, and then DNA him, fingerprint him, take his picture, and then dump him over him.
I was reading Noam Chomsky. He said he should have been tried in a court of law.
That would have been so wonderful. Yes. Noam Chomsky is a goddamn anti-American. Noam Chomsky, I won't read anything he says, because of course he says he should have been tried, which would have been great. Then what would Al-Qaeda have done when we had Osama Bin Laden in jail?
What would they have done?
They would have kidnapped someone, a high-value target. And
they would do that anyway.
But they're not. They would kidnap 50 Americans. They'd kidnap somebody and then behead them. And it was... by the way, everyone forgets. Everyone's complaining about Obama, but he killed that son of a bitch. And I'm like so... glad that he's not here to celebrate the 10th anniversary. I think it was one of the greatest moments the greatest moment I ever experienced being an American was when we elected Obama. That's when I was like the most proud to be an American. And the second was them shooting Osama Bin Laden.
In cold blood.
Yes. Well, what other blood is there to be? There's like
there could be a firefight. He could have had a weapon. All he had was his wife to throw herself bravely.
Hiding behind a goddamn skirt.
He wasn't hiding. She threw herself.
Listen, I mean, and I don't know how you feel, because I know you're crunchy and everything. And
what does crunchy mean?
It means like you're PC and loving and, and I'm sure that you frowned upon such things, but what would you have done to Hitler? What would you have done to him?
Well, they tried all those guys.
Well, they didn't try Hitler because
they couldn't get him, but they would have.
They beat him to the punch.
But they tried everybody else.
Right. But
respectfully,
there's no respect for a guy who murders 3,000 people and has people blow up innocent people. That guy.
I don't know if we have evidence he did it, to tell you the truth. I wonder.
Oh my God. My brain just like had a freeze. Like we didn't have evidence that he did it.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we did. We have him bragging that he did it.
Well, I can.
Of course.
I can brag about lots of things.
He copped to it, but he probably didn't do it.
Yeah, it's possible. Saddam Hussein bragged. He didn't deny it.
That was my third when we hung that son of a bitch, and I was like so glad you can find that on YouTube, like Saddam, because I'm going to tell you, I'm impressed
with this streak of pro-American loving of America.
I love this country, and I'm not the most moral person in the world. I'm a law-abiding citizen, but only to the laws that I agree with. If I don't agree with a law, I don't feel.
What's an example of a law that you
like
agree?
playing poker.
There's not a law against
growing weed, which I don't do.
But there's not a law against playing poker.
Yes, there is. It's illegal. You can't play poker. I can't have a home game. I can't play online.
You can't play poker?
No, it's against the law.
No.
Yes.
What law?
It's against the law. You're not allowed to gamble.
In Massachusetts?
And I can't play poker online, because they made that illegal. So there's like laws that I don't agree with.
You can play poker at home.
Yeah, home games.
Yes, home.
Yeah,
yes.
it's illegal.
I'll play poker with you.
It's illegal, Michael.
Well, no one's prosecuted that since.
Well, yeah, but they will. Whatever. But here's the deal. It's illegal to have a home game. But I mean, there's like laws, like let's say I wanted to buy some cocaine. Okay, I've done it before in the past, but I mean, I'm not. I don't. I'm a law-abiding citizen, but when it comes to certain things, whatever.
Many people are like that.
Yes. So I am pro-American, and I'm anti-Muslim fanatics. I'm pretty much against Muslims. Across the board.
Why?
The same way I'm against Christianity across the board. All right, maybe not Christianity. There's some Christianity that's okay. But let's say Mormonism. I'm against that across the board.
All the Mormons?
Yes. That's a ridiculous religion. They took an already stupid religion and then made it even dumber. So, you know what I mean?
But there's many, I'm sure.
That's why I don't understand how everyone thinks Mitt Romney's so smart. If he was so smart, why is he a Mormon? Hasn't he ever thought through that dogma and go, this guy, Joe Smith, with the imaginary tablets and the 15 wives and everything.
More than only 15? I'll bring him.
Whatever. I don't even know. I don't know how many he had, but
how many girlfriends have you had?
Listen. I don't go around acting like it's okay. Maybe it's okay to have 15 wives, but to have a religion based on that thing. I mean, of course, every guy wants to have 15 wives.
Everybody? Not me.
Well, Some people are oddities. There are some males who are monogamous.
I have had over 20 girlfriends, so that's.
There are men who
serially.
are going against nature by being monogamous. But everyone knows men are inherently non-monogamous.
We've got all these seeds.
So you can be a rebel.
Billions of seeds. Women have just these few eggs. They have to be very careful with them. Yes.
I know. We got to get rid. We have a surplus.
We have a
sperm surplus. We need to get.
And it's not good if they want to come out. They're like salmon.
So
swim on
I want to get back to how great it was when we shot. In cold blood.
In cold blood.
Because that's how you handle mass murderers. You don't give them...
We didn't do that with the Nazis. They were murdered way more.
Listen, I know I've read history. I love reading about World War II.
Yes.
And some of those sons of bitches took a bullet when they went totally... With some of them, I read one story where these American soldiers came upon a boxcar full of dead Jews that the Nazis had just slaughtered because they knew the Americans were coming. And they just slaughtered all these people. And when we got a hold of them, we lined them right up and just shot them.
That really shows you shooting unarmed people is wrong. Yes, something to stand for.
There is certain crimes against humanity that do not... And
how do you know everybody you shot was one of the shooters? Maybe one of them.
You know how they're wearing a goddamn swastika. They're wearing they're wearing a Nazi uniform.
Maybe
tough
one of them
shit.
Just shot above. Said I don't want to do it.
When it comes,
bang, and shot high.
When it comes to like crimes against
this nice Nazi.
Yeah.
Yes.
When it comes to like this certain thing, let's say but when it comes to like certain horrific mass murder. Genocide.
What about Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Truman.
We asked them to surrender. They're like, no. So we dropped. We dropped a bomb on them. We said
115,000.
How many people would have died if we had
Hiroshima? We don't know that.
How many
of these innocent people?
I know it sucks, but that was different because that was a war. This was I'm against killing innocent people. I definitely am. That's why I hate Osama Bin Laden and his shitbird followers. But. What he did was so egregious. He gave up his right to be treated like a human being. Just like if I drive drunk and crash in my car a bunch of times, I lose my right, my privilege.
They'll put you in trial, though.
My privilege to drive a car will be forfeited.
More than that.
And you actually can do things where you forfeit your privilege of being a human being. And
wow.
That is like because here's the deal. Apparently, if there is a God, he's not doing shit to oversee any of the bullshit going on. So we're left with it's like a deadbeat parent or something. We're here trying to raise ourselves. So sometimes we have to make executive decisions because God's not here to tell us what to do. Or if he is and he's talking to us, we're probably insane on some level. So God's not here to help us figure it out. So sometimes we have to make executive decisions. And there was no way we should have taken Osama Bin Laden alive. I just wish we should have set him on fire. Something comparable to the suffering he gave. Well, we would never. See, he's so smart. He committed a crime so bad that no matter what we did to him, it wouldn't have been enough.
Why is that crime? I mean, that crime is a horrible crime.
Yes.
But there's lots of crimes where, and during the war, we carpet bombed Dresden and Tokyo.
Did we ask the Nazis to declare war on us? And did we ask them to gas the Jews? Do we want to go to war? Were we like going, you know what? I think it's time we start fulfilling our bloodthirst.
We talk about the Mexicans. We went to war and took California and New Mexico and Arizona.
They always had a choice to surrender. But those people who went into the buildings on 9/11 did not have a choice. They were going to work. They didn't even realize some asshole had it gunning for them. And there's another thing that these people, and that I get really mad about. They seem to think, they try and argue that, well, isn't all life the same? How can you value American lives over other people's lives? Well, I can tell you how I can value American lives. Because I'm American.
Yes.
So
good for you, Roger.
I'm gonna think of my life.
Yes.
And my family, God, believe it or not, they're American too. And I love them. And a lot of my friends, I'd say the majority of my friends are Americans.
What about those?
So those people are, those are my people and people I love and care about. So I value them more over perfect strangers. So when they attacked
What about
us,
those friends that aren't Americans? They're not valued as much as
no,
your
my
American
friends are mad. But those people on 9/11, those freaks, they were gunning for me and my family and my friends. That was personal. They were coming after me. I just didn't happen to be in New York that day or on a plane. I didn't get on a plane in Boston. I was driving away. But so that's like, I'm a little more offended that you try to kill me. Even though he didn't get me because I wasn't there, he tried to.
I understand. You're speaking to the
attempted
heartbeat of
murder
America.
on me.
Yes.
So, yes, and he succeeded in killing so many people. So Osama Bin Laden is dead, and I only wish there was a hell he went to. My fear is he just took a bullet to the head and lights out, and he doesn't get to relive. He doesn't get to go through. He doesn't get to face what he did, and there's no way he ever could. What are you going to do? He was already in prison in that ramshackle house of his, and he wasn't. It's
a very nice home.
It wasn't that nice. I saw the pictures. It
Yes.
was like squalor, but he couldn't leave, and he was pretty much in prison that way.
Yes.
And
so what about all the crimes we've committed? Chile, we got rid
let's
of.
not commit crimes.
But we've put in dictators that
How
torture and
does-
kill.
So
We have the School of the Americas that train people to go back to South America and torture and kill. So Allende, when Chile was democratically elected, and we helped put in Pinochet.
whose administration was that?
Nixon.
Okay, I was born in 71.
Yes,
Nixon
that's
was
when it
on his
happened.
way out.
September 11th, 1971. That was another September 11th. When were you born?
May 26,
You
1971.
were alive.
Well, guess what? I had nothing to do about the decision making, and I
Yes.
don't care. We have to draw a line and say this is bullshit, and this will not be tolerated. And the only thing after 9/11 I remember is I couldn't read the paper because the paper was bumming me out. Because the paper had nothing to do with bombing Afghanistan. It was all like, well, we were trying to figure out who did it. And once the bombs started to fall, then I started reading the paper again. Because this kind of, where is, I don't have my goddamn phone on me. I want to get you a quote, which is, I think,
Stay tuned, folks.
apropos
Yes.
for this.
This is the new TV where we stop this media to move to another media that
No,
you
I
can't
gotta
see. Yes.
grab this. All right, I got it.
Yes.
Hold on. And this is King Henry VI. And his quote is, "Oft I have heard that grief softens the mind and makes it fearful and degenerate. Think therefore on revenge and cease to weep."
Wow.
Now that's what I can wrap my head around.
Yes. This is Shakespeare.
Revenge
Yes.
is important. Revenge is also justice. Revenge is very important. And this great, he's not an FBI profiler, he was a profiler who chases serial killers. And he was talking about one case he was working where the son had disappeared and the father was grief-stricken, and it was the girlfriend who killed his son, but they couldn't find a body, so they couldn't prove it. And this girl was toying with the father and kept calling the father because she was enjoying the game, playing this game with the father, even though she murdered her son and knew it. And the guy was just destroyed.
Is it a true story?
Yes, he was destroyed.
So, woman murdered her son?
Murdered her boyfriend, who happened to be, and she kept calling the father.
Oh, murdered the son of the father. Yes, I understand.
And just kept calling the father and just playing games with him. Well, I might know where his body is, but I don't know. And like playing bullshit games with him. And this guy finally says, "Don't you want to get revenge on her?" And I think revenge is like, there's like revenge. Revenge is very important. Now, it's good to pick your spots and know when to get your revenge.
Yes.
But
So-
it's important.
So here's a story. I just say this to you to hear your response, among other things. So in Rhode Island, in Providence, during a robbery, a young man killed another young man who was driving and got a huge prison sentence.
Mm-hmm.
The mother of the murdered man went to the jail cell to visit the murderer. And the murderer, of course, was the last person to see her son alive. And she became friends and started caring for this, in some ways, poor slob who was a murderer.
First of all, did he set out to murder the guy? Did he murder him during a robbery?
During a robbery.
Okay. That's different than what Osama Bin Laden did. He went out and murdered Yeah, that was his whole thing. That was his whole. Is everything okay?
I just want to make you a little lighter.
Okay. He went out. Thank you, Susan. He went out to like.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you.
Yes.
He went out. His whole thing was just to murder people. He was a mass murderer. And I understand criminals do things when they're committing a crime. And
so all the things we've done is
now I knew a guy who took a machine gun onto the campus of Simon's Rock in Great Barrington and killed my friend Galen, and killed another guy, and shot up like a bunch of kids. He took a gun in Great Barrington. This was in 1991, and he went up and shot everybody. His name was Wayne Lowe, and Galen's father found him in prison and met him and made friends with him. Now that's fine if you want to do that, and that's very high-minded. And I don't really know. I mean, if that's a great way to take it, or that if it's healthy and all that. But Wayne Lowe was repentant, and he was a kid, and he was full of mental shit, and he was out of his mind. And he went and did something incredibly, antisocial is not even the word for it.
Yes.
He did something homicidal.
Yep.
And
sociopathic.
He's never, he seems to have a conscience about it now. What Osama Bin Laden did, he made a whole career out of just engaging these people and riling them up to commit murder at his own bidding.
So what about
for his own goddamn narcissistic reasons?
What about the career we as a country have had?
That's
to the American
not
Indians, to the Philippines.
There's wars, and then there's like
we make these wars. We just went to the Philippines and took over.
It's different.
We went to Guatemala, El Salvador.
How is it we have
Haiti.
no phone calls? We have not one goddamn call.
Yes,
it's different,
maybe
Michael.
Terrorism
is different than war, and I don't agree with all wars.
But this isn't war that was mutually fought. We just decided to.
Well, then it's wrong. Then it's wrong.
So we killed way more than 3,000 people.
Well, guess what? There's reasons for everything, and you want to.
We might have killed 1 million Indians.
I don't know what to tell you. It's not like I'm Native American, by the way, and it's not like they were sitting around being peaceful with themselves. They were the ones scalping each other and murdering each other. I mean, that's like human beings. Human beings are warring. They're a warring.
Well, Osama Bin Laden thought he was fighting a war too. He was our buddy. In Afghanistan, we funded him when he was fighting the Russians.
Have you ever been nice to someone and then they fuck you over, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, yes. And it's your fault, Michael, because you were kind and this guy turned on you. So he was to something. Anyway, well, I can get a more coherent argument about why foreign policy and how innocent people have died. I'm totally against innocent people being killed. Osama bin Laden had one objective, which is to make a name for himself, slaughtering innocent people.
That's
what he wanted.
Roger, we might extraordinarily disagree with him, but he was in his own mind fighting for Islam.
Well, then he had a fatal illness, which was he committed mass murder. And just like some good people get cancer and die, and they did nothing wrong, but they had cancer, his fatal illness, his terminal illness, was that he felt it okay to murder innocent people.
Yes.
So he gets a death penalty for that, no matter what. And by the way, Osama bin Laden believed in the death penalty. He executed people. He went out of his way and made sure people were killed for being American. He supported, not only did he support the death penalty, he exacted it on innocent people, or on infidels and people he thought should die. So Osama bin Laden lived by the sword, and he died by it.
So you're in favor if we capture people fighting us or trying to kill us to just execute them without trial?
There's got to be some. When you commit atrocities like 9/11, you don't get treated like a normal person. If you go out and murder women because it gets you a hard-on, like Ted Bundy, when you go out and murder for fun, murder for sexual gratification, murder for your own...
hold it. We went into Iraq.
Yep.
They hadn't done anything to us at all. Iraq. Nothing. We dropped these huge bombs.
Listen, collateral damage is different than murder. And
surprise! I dropped a huge bombing, people dying. Wow.
Yeah.
Who would have guessed?
That's why war sucks.
Yes,
you
but
know
we
what
did
sucks
this.
worse?
We
5,000 people dying a
erupted-
month because Saddam wouldn't give his people food or medicine.
We had the sanctions on him. That's what's made
He
him
had
die.
$12 billion a year in oil sales,
Yes.
and then how many more billions of illegal oil sales,
So we killed,
which would have fed everybody.
So we kill his people.
No, he built palaces with that $12 billion. Didn't give shit to his own
Yeah,
people.
so therefore we killed him.
Listen, we weren't
What about
targeting
Vietnam, man? We killed
Listen,
over a million.
war
A
is hell
million.
and awful.
Here's a hard question: How
But-
much does 3,000 go into a million?
So what? So what do you do with Ted Bundys of the world?
you put them on trial.
Okay.
You try them to make sure that there's a lot of times you think someone's a murderer and they're not.
Osama Bin Laden's guilty. So's Hitler. Okay. We never put fucking Hitler on trial, but we know Hitler did it.
Put all his people we caught on trial.
Whatever. Let's just agree Osama Bin Laden would design 9/11, and let's not bullshit because we have tons of evidence that he did.
We do?
We have beyond a reasonable doubt.
We
beyond
do?
any sensible, sane, reasonable doubt. If
Why
you
not
even
a-
question
then why
that,
not a court of law?
listen, you're like a Holocaust denier. I'm serious.
Yes?
I can't have conversations with Holocaust deniers, 9/11 conspiracy theorists, or anyone who thinks Osama bin Laden didn't fucking kill and design the deaths of 3,000 people on 9/11. He absolutely did. Let's just
give me some evidence.
Foundation.
Give me some evidence.
Oh, the funding. Listen.
What is the
read?
evidence?
I don't have the evidence to go right here. There's plenty of evidence.
You don't have evidence.
Are you a Jew?
Yes.
Did fucking Hitler? Did he kill 6 million Jews?
Not
or not?
himself, but he ordered it.
Well, show me the fucking evidence.
There's a lot of evidence.
Yeah, there's a lot of evidence
There
of
is.
Osama
They've
bin
got.
Laden.
Yes.
The NSA has recordings from Osama bin Laden. We have it, okay? We have evidence. That's not the
So
problem.
then why not try him?
Because it would have been too much trouble. Just kill the son of a bitch.
A dangerous precedent here.
I think we're done at what, 28? All right.
We have been done. Well,
Michael.